life will be harder. More families will fall behind on their utility bills. More families will be shut off from power. They say they don't buy medicine. They don't buy food. They don't buy other essentials for their families.
So can you talk about the major differences in terms of your outlook this season?
There are a couple things going on. First, for families using heating oil and propane, the cost is coming down because prices for petroleum have come down. Heating oil and propane are derived from that source. So those families will get a break this winter. Those using heating oil, the price will come down about $60 overall. For propane, about $66. So that's sort of a welcome relief for those families. Those using electricity and natural gas, a very different situation. Those prices are continuing to go up. Electricity costs on average go up about $112 for the winter heating season. And natural gas about $54. Why is electricity prices going up? There are a couple of reasons. One is natural gas is an important feeder fuel for electricity. Natural gas is used to help produce electricity, along with hydro in some states, coal in others. Because natural gas is going up in price, that's helping to drive up the cost. This time we're looking at the price of electricity going up steadily into the next couple of years because utilities are rebuilding the grid and because of the continuing demand of data centers. Those are the kind of things that are forcing up the price. And so for families, the cost of home heating is just going to be more expensive. One of the things that I think is confusing to some people is that you see the cost of gasoline coming down. You would think your cost of home heating should come down as well. Well, that's not the case, except for those using heating oil. They're completely separate sources of energy. So just because the cost of gasoline has come down does not mean the cost of electricity will come down.
Was your number around 10% for the increase?
Yeah.
I was looking at the winter fuels outlook, and they're listing it at 4% for electricity and natural gas.
We don't agree. One of the differences is this. There are lots of requests to increase rates by electric company pushing up prices. So yes, you can look at these national averages and say that the increase would be 4%. But when you look at individual cases, for example, New Jersey, where prices went up by 20%, we also factored in an estimate of colder winter than I think EIA did. So the combination of it's colder, you need to use more energy, then the underlying price is going up. And I think one of the differences is he's being way too conservative in their estimates this time. Everywhere I look, there are requests by utilities to raise rates. And so you have to factor that in and go, look, if they get these increases, 4% is not what's going to happen. The Midwest is supposed to be colder than the rest of the country in the prior year. We're seeing more significant price increases in the Midwest, the South as well for electricity. Those are the kinds of things that you have to be aware of. And I think the other one is that these are all projections. EIA's numbers are projections, my numbers are projections. They're all pointing the same way. Nobody's saying prices are coming down. Everyone is saying prices are going up. So if prices on average go up by 10% or 4%, they're going up. And that's, I think, what families need to be prepared for. The cost of home heating is expected to be more expensive this coming winter. And you need to take action to control your energy bills.
And what action would that be?
I think what a family should do is think a lot about how to reduce the amount of energy they're using, because at the end of the day, that's what your bill is. Very practical measures. Tune up your furnace. Don't wait till January when it's not running well or might even break down. Do it when the heating and cooling contractors aren't that busy. This is the time of year. Turn it down at night. Every 1 degree you turn it down can save 2% on your bill. So if you can turn it down from 70 degrees to 65 degrees at night, you'll save 10% on your bill on average. Close the fireplace damper. Heat just goes straight out the fireplace. Change your furnace filters every couple of months, because when they're dirty, they just don't work that well. Look around the house for vents that are blocked. You could have a couch over a vent. You could have a chair over it. That blocks the effective use of heat in your home. Go around the house. Look for leaks. And either tape them up, put weather stripping that keeps the heat from going out. And that's heat you're paying for. Think of it like you're taking care of your car. The engine needs to be tuned up. Everyone knows the car runs better. So managing your energy use is the same thing. And these bills are expensive. They're only going one way, up. So the more you do in terms of saving energy, the more you'll save in terms of those monthly bills.
I know your group represents the state directors of the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, which is, from what I understand, in jeopardy with the funding. Is that correct?
The administration proposed to eliminate funding for it. That's on the table. The appropriation process is working. With SNAP, for example, there's a reserve fund that the administration could release to keep SNAP going, but then there was a big fight. When the government shuts down, there's no money to release. No matter what the administration wants to do, they don't have the authority. In prior years, the administration will release 90% of the amount of money you received the prior year to get your program started and provide grants. The HHS press secretary said they would do this again. Now, she doesn't speak for the president, but I assume someone told her this. The question is when? Winter's already starting. Even in the South, it's cold. What we've asked for and what we're hoping is that the administration will again release 90% of the money. The problem is in the past, it's taken about a month to get those funds out. So we're now at November 10th. The government could reopen by Friday. Even if the Senate said we're going to pass a bill to allow it to continue, there's still a process. They can't just say we'll do it by tomorrow, but let's assume it's done by Friday. The administration will have the authority to release the funds. But the problem is they're not supposed to release funds to states unless there's an approved state plan. The administration has run the funding formula to calculate how much money you're supposed to receive. Because there's nobody there right now to do this, the question is, will that cause further delays? Winter doesn't cooperate. Just because the federal government can't figure out what it's doing doesn't mean winter is going to wait. Vermont, Massachusetts, we just did a survey. Some of the states are fronting the money. Many of them aren't set up to front both SNAP and LAHEAP. It's the money just they don't have in their budget, or they don't have the governor doesn't have the authority. In some states, the governor has to go back to the legislature. States in general don't like front-loading federal programs because of the concern they won't get the money, or they miscalculated how much it was. If it goes away, there'll just be more hardship. There are close to 5 million families that get heating assistance and 6 million altogether that get energy assistance. For those families, life will be harder. More families will fall behind on the utility bills, more families will be shut off from power. When you've asked families what happens if they have an unaffordable energy bill, they say they don't buy medicine, they don't buy food, they don't buy other essentials for their families. They borrow from payday lenders to pay the bill because if your electricity is turned off, you lose access to refrigeration, you lose access to lights, access to the internet. You can't function in modern society without it. You'll also see states that will increase funding themselves for their own energy assistance programs. They'll take it out of the utility rate base. You see utility bills go up. For everyone else, you'll see utilities having to absorb a lot more losses because families won't be able to pay the bill. So there'll be things, that set of actions will take place, but we're not there. If there's a delay, then I think utilities will hold off shutting people off from power. I think that families will have to borrow money if they use heating oil or propane. If you're going to be in your home for the next 3 to 5 years, then you can consider investing in reducing the amount of energy used. Think of it like buying a car that gets better mileage. If you're planning to move and not need a car, you'll just keep your old high mileage car. But if you're planning ahead, there are many state programs that can help you retrofit your home, make your home more energy efficient, pay for a home energy auditor to come out. There are also 2 programs that were provided in the IRA that provide grant money to families to make their homes more energy efficient. They haven't gotten much pickup. The money is still there. So I think, to encourage people to look at their state energy website and utility website for programs that can help make their homes more energy efficient. And I think with energy prices going up, what that means is that if you invest in increasing, say, the insulation in your home, it'll pay back faster.